So, certain things to note before we get started. For those of you that watch Link to the Past, NMG, or just have played it before and maybe never seen a run, the things that are going to be a little bit different from a normal run are you're going to see these two getting the gold sword and the silver arrows. The Ganon fight is hard enough with the tempered sword and NMG. At 2x speed, it's madness. So they'll both be getting gold sword, silver arrows. So it will be the gold sword route, which is going to be Palace of Darkness, Thieves Town, Skull Woods, Mire Swamp, Ice, Mire Swamp, Turtle Rock. So that will be the order of the dungeons, just like 100% run at standard speed. You're also going to see them deviate from the normal route by getting some rupees that you normally wouldn't pick up, and I don't think you will see the hammer bomb jump, the tricky bomb jump in Palace of Darkness. But you should see all the other ones. Other than that, it will look like a normal, should look like a normal run, just really fast. Parisian player's PB in this category is a 53.29. In real time, that would be a 146.59. He actually has a 129.58 single speed, so a respectable time. ACMLM, his PB is a 56.19. Real time is real time would be a 152.39. And his PB is a 125. And seconds are eluding me, but ACM is one of the top runners of the game as far as single speed NMG goes. So, all right, looks like they are getting ready to start in about 10 seconds here. Stream delay and they are off, or at least ACM is. All right, so Link to the Past. Most of y'all have seen it before. If you haven't seen a run, you've at least played it. If you haven't played the game, good God, what is wrong with you? But it is a Zelda game. Link wakes up, something's happening. He goes out in the middle of the night to figure out what's going on. Pretty standard by now. But, so you're going to see the escape. They should be doing normal NMG strats for the escape, but any deviations I will point out. Yeah, we're getting the timer fixed on ACM's run. ACM actually wrote his own split timer, so it's customized for pretty much every category in game that he runs. It's pretty insane. All right, so Parisian having a little bit of trouble with that blue key guard, having to go to a backup strat, but he gets through. So one difference to note. So Parisian's timer is showing real time, and ACM's timer is showing real time times 2. So if you want to know what the equivalent would be, look at ACM's. If you want to know real time, look at Parisian's. So both of them are going to go for pot strats for the ball and chain guard. ACM did 1 pot 4 slashes. Parisian's doing 2 pots, which is safe. And a green guard is getting all up in his business, but he boomerangs them and takes care of it. So from here, we just get the maiden, the damsel in distress out of the castle, and we do it fast. So there are only 3 people that have ever completed a 2x run in under an hour. 2 of them, all 3 of them were scheduled to be in this race. So nobody else other than Parisian, ACM, and the runner that couldn't make it have ever done this particular challenge in under an hour. It is hard. I've tried it for a few seconds, and I personally don't know how it's possible, but they do it. A little bit of key rat trouble for ACM, but he tracks him down. Parisian's a couple of rooms behind. ACM with the 303/606 escape. So they are going to be picking up pretty much every safety that's available to them. So they're going to get the Sanctuary Heart here. They're going to get bottles and net. They're going to get powder and half magic. The things that you'll see different are where they take those safeties. So when those route divergences come up, we'll see. So we're on our way to the first Light World dungeon, Eastern Palace. Now, the first room of Eastern has a room that is, the third room of Eastern has what normally is negligible cannonballs. You just kind of dodge them. Not so easy in 2x, so let's see how many hits we get from cannonballs. Okay, that's 1, 2, ACM just tanks 3 hits. And this is a route divergence here. He's going to go pick up these 100 rupees. Going to use those, I believe, for a bottle later. I think Parisian will probably tank the cannonballs as well. Yep, tanks 3 of them. And does not get the 100 rupees. Just refreshing my stream to get caught up. Alright. Alright, so Parisian is about 2 screens behind ACM. He's going to go in and get this key. Now, ACM's going to be going for a big key here. He is going to opt to clear the room out. So normally you would use invulnerability frames to get the big key, just like Parisian did. So Parisian just took the lead. ACM did not get that set up, so instead he's going to go ahead and clear the room, make the anti-fairies move, and get the big key that way. The most important thing to know is that when what you've practiced goes wrong, what are your backups? Since everything is moving so fast, it's very easy to panic, and very easy to make mistakes. ACM is going to take some fairies here, which is a good idea, because 1 heart... Oh, Parisian. That's the thing about 2x, you can die so quick. And you're going to see a lot of, mostly in dungeons, you're going to see a lot of lead swings. They're going to pretty much stay in the same dungeon the whole time, but deaths will swing things back and forth. Luckily, Parisian's already got the bow and the big key, so he's just going to... Okay, now let's take a look at the Armos fight here on ACM stream. He's going to stay bottom right. 4 arrows up, and he's just gonna play it safe, take a red Armos, and that's about as clean as you can hope in 2x. Parisian a couple of rooms behind. Normally you would kill both of those red Igors at once, but in 2x you just can't. Same Armos strat from Parisian, just a little bit different placement, but again, cleans them up. Anonicus, Parisian's actually done 4x. The highlights on his channel. Cross product 2x 1-hit KO is there, but for the grace of God goes anybody. So ACM picked up the 100 rupees behind Sahasrara. That is something you typically only see in a 100% run. Parisian's going to do the same thing, again, to make sure that they can get the bottles and the nets that they need. So the net is free. One of the bottles costs 100 rupees. Parisian trying for the frame perfect trick, the spin speed, but no dice in 2x. Alright, so Parisian's gonna go and get a bottle now, and possibly the net. He's gonna go and get the bottle behind the inn. And he should probably be getting the net at this point, and then you'll probably see him take a stop in a room in desert to get some fairies. But he's got a bottle, he's got a net. Meanwhile, ACM, who's going to get that bottle and net later, so he's not really as ahead as he looks, is in desert. Desert is pretty similar to the standard run, except this cannonball room, you can't adjust to anything. You either get the good RNG and you dash on through, or you're going to take a hit. So health management is very important in the 2x. You got to understand that you're going to get hit, so you have to be a little bit more aware of your health than you do, say, in a 1x run. ACM going out of his way to get a safety heart there. Just, again, to stay on top of your health. He does not have bottle in net yet, so he's got to stay on top of things. Parisian getting through those cannonballs, gets the good RNG, does not take the hit. Meanwhile, ACM is about to be entering the Landmola's fight. Landmola's is hard enough with his RNG at 1x, but at 2x he's just a really fast, 3 really fast jerks. So let's see what happens here. Parisian, by the way, is going to detour right here and take a ferry, I believe, yes. One of the other things about 2x is that because the game is moving at double speed, sometimes you can't actually see when the enemies take damage because their iframes don't go off visually. Alright, ACM has a pretty good 2x Landmo fight. That's actually a pretty solid fight. I think it was a 5-cycle. Anonicus for 2x, Parisian has the better PB by a little under 3 minutes, by 2 minutes and 50 seconds. At 1x, ACM has the better PB by 4 minutes. Alright, Parisian going for bomb strats here with Landmola's, which is a very good idea. Since you're getting the rupees from Sahasrara anyway, you're going to pick up that bomb chest. He's also using spins, arming a spin, so that he can more easily take. So ACM, by the way, getting that bottle and net now. And also, I don't think that you're going to see Parisian. Parisian might go for fake flippers, I'm not sure. Typically now, we're heading to Hera. So typically, you would go over to Lake Hylia and use a trick called fake flippers and swim over to another lake. Yes, he is going to go for fake flippers, so. And he gets it, and he avoids the soft lock. Very nice. So real time, these guys are probably within about 10 seconds of each other, if I'm putting things together right. Parisian only has 1 bottle right now, so he probably picked up 1 fairy and netted another. He will buy another bottle later. Here's another screen where you're just going to take damage on Death Mountain. Those boulders, one of them's going to get you. So you just got to make sure that you are keeping an eye on your health. Yep, 1 got Parisian right there. Parisian's going for spin speed and gets it, so that... if 2x movement wasn't enough, let's make it 4x and get spin speed. Alright, so we are in Hera now. Tower of Hera is So this tile room that ACM's in, normally it's a negligible room. You use a boomerang dash and you land on the pegs and you have iframes and you stand around and everything's cool. Or at the very least, you just boomerang the tiles. In 2X, it's a pain in the butt. ACM gets through cleanly. Doesn't take any tiles to the face. Parisian going with a more active strat, moving around. Dip, dodge, dive, duck, and dodge. But both of them get through the tile room unscathed. Alright, so we're coming up on the first bomb jump that you're going to see. ACM having some beetle trouble, but gets through. Coming up on the first bomb jump, the Hera bomb jump to get the Moon Pearl. It is no different than the 1X bomb jump. You have to get within 2 pixels of the gap if you're standing still, 6 pixels if you're in a bonk. ACM gets into the bonk position, places the bomb, and gets the jump. Very nice. Parisian having some menu problems, but gets to the bomb, gets the position, and also gets the bomb jump. And time for 2X Moldorm. And Parisian dies, but again, he has a fairy, so it's okay. Meanwhile, ACM is having some fun with Moldy. But that's actually a pretty clean fight. Parisian now entering the Moldorm fight. Both of them are Moldorm knocks Parisian down. Luckily, he does not fall in another hole. He's able to climb right back up. Only lost 1 heart. Okay. 1. 3. 4. 5. And... Parisian gets knocked down again. Alright, ACM is on his way to the Master Sword. He has picked up the mushroom that will let us get the powder later. Meanwhile, he has a 1433 Master Sword, 29 os. Whatever 1433 times 2 is. And Parisian takes his revenge on Moldorm and gets the pendant. So one of the other route differences, we got the rupees after Sahasrara. ACM also picked up extra rupees in Eastern. Actually, I guess they both did. They both got the rupees in Eastern. Normally there'd be a tree pulling sequence right now to get some rupees. You're not going to see that. Parisian will grab the mushroom on the way back. ACM gets it on the way to the Master Sword. So we're here in Agahnem's Tower. And you're going to start seeing what in 1X would be some baby straps, but in 2X, ACM is having a party with the blue guards. They'd be 1X baby straps, but in 2X it's called surviving. So like the easy strat in the first room, walking through the dark maze. Alright, Parisian gets the mushroom. ACM gets through the platform room pretty quickly and gets the archer key. So, it is still linked to the past, and Agahnim is still a jerk. So, ACM is having some trouble in these 2 guard rooms, but he gets through. The Agahnim fight is the same fight. You have blue balls, and that you can get anywhere between 0 and 15 blue balls. Assuming that you don't miss any of the guaranteed shots. 1 player can get 0, 1 player can get 15, and things can even up pretty quick. 15 doesn't happen very often. It's only ever happened to 2 people that we know of, Andy and myself. So it's not common. But suffice to say, 1 could get 9, 1 could get 0, and the gap could either get really wide or very narrow. Cutscenes are still too long. Okay, ACM is got 1 blue ball so far. 1 blue ball for ACM, of course. Yeah, it's Andy had 15 blue balls in a GDQ practice room. I am the only one to ever have it happen to on stream. We've had a few 14s here or there, but only those two 15s. But ACM got 1. 1 is pretty good. That's 3 seconds time lost RNG. Blue ball's normally 6. Of course, this is 2x. You do the math. All right, so keep an eye on Parisian here. Even if he gets 0, that doesn't really do much for him. Ooh, he almost missed an energy shot. He actually got hit by Agahnim himself. Parisian going for the 0 blue ball. Come on. 1. All right, 1 blue ball for both runners. So that is good. That's what we like to see in a race. We either want everybody to get totally hosed, or we want everybody to have really good luck. But nobody enjoys a race where one runner gets 0 and the other gets 10. That's just... Well, the person who gets 0 enjoys it, but he's the only one. All right, so this is Palace of Darkness on ACM stream. This is another dungeon that you're... ACM is really low on hearts. Yeah, he does have a fairy, okay. There is normally a bomb jump in this dungeon. You're probably not going to see it. I don't think any of these guys are crazy enough to do that. Okay, so Parisian just did a net dash into a tree. You never saw the fairy because he caught it immediately because of the net dash, but that's what he was doing. ACM is taking some damage, and he's going to take another harder damage from the bomb jump. So he's got to not get hit by this Helmosaur. Okay. He's not going to do the bomb jump. He's... Okay, that's right. Good. Old habits. All right, so ACM gets the basement key. He's got... Actually expected him to pick up some rupees there, but I guess he doesn't need them because he already bought the bottle. Okay, Parisian's actually going to try the hammer jump. So let's keep an eye on that. He also uses a different route through the dungeon itself. Everything will meet up after the hammer, but Parisian's going to try to save some time here, see if he can get the bomb jump. He'll probably back out if it looks like it's going poorly. That's it. No, one more. Move up one more. That's it. That's insane. So that is a 2x select buffered bomb jump. Parisian player, if you need him, can be found at twitch.tv/Parisian player. What a god. Alright, meanwhile ACM takes care of the turtles. Parisian heading into Mimics, and ACM is heading into King Helmosaur. ACM checking the map. Yes, you are still in the boss room. Okay. Ooh. Takes a helmet to the face, but that's what we have fairies for. Alright. Parisian having a little bit of a turtle party. But, other than that. Alright. Crystal up for ACM. Helma room for Parisian. Okay, so Helma is not being a bro, but Parisian has a cleaner fight than ACM. In this game, everything explodes when it dies. I don't know why. Alright, ACM is getting that fairy that Parisian got before Palace of Darkness. Blink and you'll miss it, but here is a hammer dash. There it was. Ah, ACM takes a hentai out of the face. Parisian still has a fairy, so he should not be picking one up here. Dodges the bird, dodges the snapdragon. Okay, so, both runners are heading to get the flute right now. And Parisian is going to take a different route. So after the flute, he's going to go ahead and he's going to unlock the duck, and he's going to immediately go get 2 items, Ether and the Ice Rod. Why would you get Ether and the Ice Rod now, you might ask? Well, Ether is really powerful, and it is a very good way to stop a bunch of enemies in their tracks at once. So Parisian has decided that it is the fastest way that he can get through a few rooms is by ethering everything and hitting it with hammers. So you'll see that. ACM, meanwhile, picking up a little nose candy, or magic powder, and fluting back to continue with Thieves Town. So it is a little bit difficult to tell who's in the lead, because Parisian's doing something right now that's gonna take 50 seconds. Well, it's 1:40 in real time, probably 55 to 60 seconds in 2x time. But we will figure out who's ahead based off of when they enter Mire. That's when the routes are going to sync back up. So Parisian's got his Ether, the Ice Spell, and then he's going to go pick up the Ice Rod. Meanwhile, ACM is making his way through Thieves Town. And we're in the Hellway. Well, now we're in the Hellway. And he is just getting absolutely bodied, but gets through. Parisian gets his powder, and kisses the old maid there, or young maid, I guess, for health refill. And now he is on to Thieves Town. Parisian with some menuing troubles. It is the hammer you want. Alright, so somebody, I believe, whoever was in commentary before the race was mentioning that blind is hard enough at 1x. What's it going to look like at 2x? Well, you're about to find out. ACM taking a different path here. It's much safer to just come through here, pick up the block to bring the maiden back upstairs. Ghost Mink, the time is different because ACM is showing you his timer at double speed. So if you played back this run at normal speed, it would be 52 minutes in. Parisian player's timer is real time. And blind goes sideways for ACM. But he only had 2 hits left to go. All okay. Parisian is not that far behind, considering that he picked up Ether and Ice Rod, so. This is fine. This is not fine. Alright, so ACM grabbing some rupees now. Very similar to a normal NMG run. I'm gonna pick up the frog and get the tempered sword. Meanwhile, ACM is gonna pick up the frog and get the tempered sword. Parisian is gonna take the maiden back and fight blind. Right, yes. Got it. Why is Scrivo not talking in 2X? I actually am. Day to day, I sound more like Eeyore. Alright, phase 1 of blind, good. 1, 2, 3, okay. Parisian's gonna take a death here, but again, fairies. ACM is powdering the bat to get half magic. And blind is down. So Parisian's now gonna go and pick up half magic and the tempered sword. So Parisian will stop at the house. Get the frog, get half magic, tempered sword. Meanwhile, ACM is moving on to get the second 300 rupee chest, and he is on to Skullwoods. He's going to detour here. There's some fairies under this rock. Again, he's going to net dash into the pile of rocks. Net dashing into something that releases a fairy catches one of the fairies immediately, as long as you approach it from the right side. So approaching it from the left or bottom, you'll catch the fairies immediately. Approaching it from the right, you may as well. I don't think it happens from the top. Alright, so ACM is here in the mummy room in Skullwoods. This room sucks. It sucks at 1x, it sucks at 2x, it sucks out loud. So you asked, well, why is Parisian getting ether? Well, watch how Parisian approaches the mummy room. Meanwhile, Parisian's got the sword. He's dropped off his sword. He's going to pick up half magic. ACM is making his way through Skullwoods. Time for the second bomb jump, by the way, on ACM's stream. Personally, I want to know why neither of these guys are hovering. 2x hovering, that's not hard at all. It's actually impossible. Parisian is picking up his sword and going to make his way over to Skullwoods. Speaking of things that are really fun at 2x, we're coming up on ACM's side on the boss of Skullwoods, Mothula. Normally, you have a strat where you time a dash up the middle and get a double hit, and then it only takes 3, really 4, but we call it a 3-hit moth. Ooh, ACM gets friendly with the hand. Just go back a few rooms. Gets ACM with the hand. This is suboptimal, I must say. Getting picked up by the hand once is a bold move, but getting picked up by the hand twice is just suboptimal routing. Alright, powdering the bunny beam, getting the fairy, and... yeah. So here we are in Moth, ACM gets 1 hit. So the thing about the Moth fight, if you hit Moth into spikes, the hit doesn't count. So you have... Okay, ACM is dead. But he has a fairy. You have to hit Moth towards the center of the room, or at least far enough away from the spikes. Otherwise, the hit doesn't count. But he gets his 4 hits in, and we're all good. Parisian got the bomb jump. Now he is heading towards Moth. Alright. So as long as Parisian doesn't get picked up by the hand twice, he's gaining ground. You can get picked up once, but twice would be bad. Okay. And now Parisian is into the Moth fight. Alright, that was a pretty clean Moth fight as far as 2x runs go. So Parisian is making up a considerable chunk of time. In fact, considering that Parisian already has Ether and Ice Rod, this is pretty close to tied at this point. ACM is making his way to pick up Quake and Flippers, and then he'll move on to Ice Palace. If ACM leaves Chicago at 2x speed and 2x time, and Parisian leaves Pittsburgh at 2x speed and 1x time, I was told there would be no math. Alright, ACM has the Flippers. and it's going to head towards Ice Palace. Alright, so ACM is detouring to get some fairies. You're going to hear that a lot. So-and-so is detouring to get some fairies. It's pretty much the motto of 2X. "2X is 90% ALTTP, 10% fairy hunting." There are some names in this. For example, Thieves Town is affectionately known as Detroit. Or I might have that backwards. Detroit might be known as Thieves Town. Alright, so ACM is coming up on the Ice Palace bomb jump. He's hugging some spikes first, but... So the Ice Palace bomb jump, basically you have to get 3 pixels away from that edge at ACM. Is anywhere 0 to 3 pixels away from that edge. Place the bomb, move down 8 pixels, I believe. He got it before I was done explaining it. What did Detroit do to me? Well, I checked tonight's NBA scores, being from Cleveland, and it looks like Detroit hasn't done anything to me. Alright, so here's the ether strats on Parisian's screen. Just gonna drop some ether, get the key that way. Parisian is using select buffering to get in place for the bomb jump, and it works out well. Meanwhile, ACM is entering the cold stare fight. So they're going to use a fairy on cold stare. It's inevitable. And they're also going to use that half magic. And down goes ACM, but up comes the fairy. "101-65 Cleveland. Thank you for my NBA score update." Alright, cold stare down. Parisian dropping in. Wow, just, ooh, out of magic, but that was a heck of a cold stare fight. Parisian is now in the lead, by the way. Parisian's in the lead by about 20 seconds at this point. But that was about as good a cold stare fight as you're going to see in 2X. That is the thing, Dog Developer, the lag is still going to be there. That's the reason that these runners use the emulators to do SNES GT and SNES 9X GX, because even at 2X it still emulates the game accurately. So that just means the lag frames are twice as fast, but they're still there. Alright, so I mentioned that the entrance of Mire is where these runners will sync up. So 360.02 was when Parisian cast Ether. ACM's got to go pick up Ether in the Ice Rod now. So 360.02 is Parisian's time. Alright, so Mire is a very easy dungeon to take a lot of damage in. He still has a fairy, so it's not the end of the world if he does. But there's a couple rooms here that it's just easy to take a ton of damage. Alright, 360.02 is when Parisian cast Ether. ACM is doing it at 43. So 41 seconds, Parisian's in the lead by 41 real-time seconds. BizHawk, I don't know. So not every emulator has the feature to just crank it up to 2x. And I don't think BizHawk does, but somebody could correct me if I'm wrong there. This is just playing within an emulator with 2x speed. Yeah, it's not like an overclocked console or anything. The only thing that overclocking your console would do is just eliminate lag frames. ACM has done some tests to simulate it. It's kind of weird looking. Alright, so Parisian's got the Cane of Samaria. I really actually don't know what either of these guys are going to do for Vitreous. I don't know if they're going to do the normal strat of deboosting through the goo. ACM is, yeah, still about 40 seconds behind. Alright, Parisian going for normal Vitreous strats, deboosting into the goo. That's a 2-cycle Vidi is not bad at all. Parisian had a rough start, but he has, other than Moldorm, he's had a pretty solid run. That the only real blemish on Parisian's run is the double fall to Moldorm. It's pretty good. Somewhat of an okay run. Okay, why they're both using Japanese text. Both runners are using the Japanese 1.0 version. A, for faster text that is 59 seconds faster in real time. But B, in the no major glitches category, we do allow 4 minor glitches. Spin speed, item dashing, mirror blocker race, and fake flippers, which are all used throughout the run. They save seconds every time that they're used, as opposed to like a major out-of-bounds glitch. But that's why we use the Japanese 1.0. Time on the left is is the time if the run was played back at 1x speed. Parisian's timer is real time. So multiply Parisian's by 2 and you should have ACM's timer. ACM prefers to see real time. Alright, so Parisian's in Swamp. Swamp is traditionally just a dungeon where it's easy to lose time all over the place. Even more so in 2x when the RNG comes twice as fast. Alright, so ACM is now going to be entering Swamp. Not much happens. There's not much to talk about in Swamp in 2x, as long as nobody makes a big mistake. It's a bunch of individual rooms that just, you can bleed time all over the place, but you bleed time playing in 2x. Just from the nature of your movement can't be as tight. One thing I did, since we do have a little bit of downtime where nothing interesting is happening, I do want to also make sure that for more 2x action, Parisian player, I believe, is scheduled to run Donkey Kong Country 1, 2x speed, Friday at 6 p.m., I believe. I should probably check the schedule and verify that, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. It's Swamp. It's not terribly... It's not a fascinating dungeon. I'm sorry. Yeah, 6 p.m., all stages, double speed, Parisian player, Donkey Kong Country 1. Okay, now we're actually coming up to where things could happen in Swamp. Coming up to the boss fight, Argus. Oh, thanks, Saltman. Alright, Parisian making his way through the Michael Phelps room. And on to Argus. Nobody is going to go for the 0 cycle. They're just going to try to get less than 2 cycles. But it looks like Parisian... Yep, there's the second cycle from Argus. So Parisian got a 2-cycle Argus fight, 2 spins, and he's out. ACM has got the hook shot, and he is making his way. The water dungeon is, so the thing about ALTTP is it doesn't have a bad dungeon. They're all they're all like really good dungeons, and they all make very good use of the mechanics. So I'd say the worst dungeon casually is Skull, just because it's super confusing the first time you play it. And then the worst dungeon for speed is Ganon's Tower because it's hard. Parisian is going to pick up this big old bomb. Ice Palace isn't bad. It's gotta learn ice physics. Parisian's picking up the big bomb. He's going to go and pick up the gold swords and the silver arrows. And while ACM cleans up Argus. The hardest strat, throwing the right items in the pond. And he throws the sword and he throws the arrows, so it's all good. So we are on to Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock is another one of those. There's a lot of places where 2x can bite you in Turtle Rock. Chomp's Room is going to be interesting. ACM is the only one that does the walking laser skip in Turtle Rock. So we'll see that later on. That's hard enough at 1x, pretty nuts at 2x. But Chomp's Room is going to be interesting. Pokies are going to be interesting. A lot of rooms where you have to adapt in 2x. You go into the room, you hope that your strat works, and if it doesn't, you do your best not to die. ACM getting that gold sword, silver arrows. Gold sword on its own doesn't really save a ton of time, but since you're there getting the silver arrows for the Ganon fight anyway, you might as well pick it up. And it does make the Ganon fight easier in some of the boss fights, but other than that, it doesn't save a ton of time over the Tempered Sword. Hot Ham coming through. Both of these runners get the gold sword, silver arrow in 2x. Neither of them would get it in a 1x run. Alright, so we're coming up on Chomps on Parisian stream. The Chomps are jerks. And those Chomps sure were Chomps. Shoutouts to Darbian. But gets through cleanly. As clean as you're going to get. Is my TV coming through the mic now? Sorry, my wife is watching some sort of superhero show. Alright. Parisian is, got the big key, and he's gonna make his way to the second half of Turtle Rock. And now it's time for the Chomps from ACM. ACM with Sword Beam, so he's able to take it a little bit easier in the Chomp's Room. Gets through unscathed. Is not able to re-raise the blocks like he wanted to. Alright, Parisian making his way through the platform maze, coming up on the laser skip. He's probably going to do the standard laser skip where he's going to place a cane block and dash. Your laser skip on Parisian's side. Cane block. Ooh, he's going to select buffer it. Wow. What a strat. And that is 2x ingenuity. But the cane block room is giving him fits, so... Alright, ACM is making his way to Roller Key Room. Parisian is in Trinex. Trinex is faster with the gold sword. That's pretty much, yeah. You can zero cycle Trinex with the gold sword, but one cycle is good enough. Alright, so keep an eye on ACM here. Parisian did that select buffered laser skip. ACM should do his walking laser skip here. Ooh, it did not. And he takes the death, but we've got a fairy. Gonna come back to life and just use the iframes to get on through. And fall in the hole to reset the room, get back to the top. So he tried. Mini Helma is being a jerk, and Parisian is on to... It is Trinex, by the way. Anybody that says Trinex, I will fight you. Called Trinex because he has 3 necks. Come on. So, Parisian is on his way to Ganon's tower. Alright, Parisian making some of these rooms look easy. But we are... Yeah, heart beep at 2... I can't hear the game audio, but I do know that heart beeping at 2x is the worst sound in the world. Alright, Parisian is going to be coming up on Ice Armos. Same Armos from Eastern, but they're now on ice. Brought to you by Disney. Ice Armos, though, with silver arrows, fairly simple. Nice Ice Armos from Parisian. That was very nice. Alright, Mimics coming up from Parisian. ACM making his way through the first half. That's a nice Mimic strat for 2x. So is that. Alright. Making Mimics look easy. Oh yeah, Parisian skipped the red mail, by the way. I actually have that in his notes. Might skip red mail. Check. Alright, ACM getting the key. Parisian making his way through the gauntlet. And here is Ether. Yep, see ya, skeletons. Now, Parisian's taking some damage, but he still has the hearts. There's another use of Ether. ACM heading towards Ice Armos. And 2-cycle Landmo 2, not bad. ACM with an even better Ice Armos fight. And he is going to pick up the red mail. Alright, this torch room is pretty tricky. But he's able to get through. Okay, so we are gonna Parisian ACM with a good Mimics rooms as well. Mimics 2 is a little Mimics 2 going a little sideways, but it's okay. Parisian's got his full health, he's got his full magic, and he's going to take care of Moldorm 2. A dash and a spin, or 2 dashes should do it as well. Yep, Moldorm 2 is down. ACM making his way through the gauntlet. Not going to use the Ether strats, I don't think. No, he's just going to kill them all. Okay. Parisian on his way to Agahnim 2. Agahnim 2, similar to Aga 1, the main Aga can give you blue balls, but the other 2 will always fire energy balls. So you just gotta play some geometry, trigonometry. And those are some good angles from Parisian. He knows his opposite is adjacent and his hypotenuse. So he's dropping into Ganon. Gold Sword Ganon is pretty easy. Even 2x. Gold Sword Silver Arrow Ganon is like the cheapest boss fight in the history. It's really the only flaw that Link to the Past has. The boss fight's easy if you're fully equipped. ACM having some problems in the Wizrobe room, but Parisian gets the torch glitch, so that's pretty much it. And that is 4 arrows. That is going to be a PB for Parisian, I think. A 2-second PB for Parisian. That is an actual, factual, personal best for Parisian, bringing his PB down from 53.29 down to 53.27. Shoutouts to Parisian player. That's pretty darn good. That's some hot and heavy 2x action. ACM having a little trouble with Moldorm. ACM having a little trouble with Moldorm. ACM having a little trouble with Moldorm. Yeah, okay, Moldorm's there. Shoutouts to this hype 2x credits music. Alright, on to Agahnim 2. Gets 2 hits on Agahnim in the first cycle, 1 hit in the second cycle, 1 hit in the third cycle, so that's 4. That's a crappy pattern. 5. And 6. Alright, so Aga 2 is down. Actually, I'm pretty sure that was a 2x world record there by Parisian, who I think has just joined no. I thought I heard somebody pop in, but it was not.
Sorry, it was I.
It is. No worries. Alright, so ACM finishing up the Ganon fight. And of course, insult to injury again, it's going to warp his rear end off. Alright, ACM is not going to bother with torch glitch. Yes, he is. Oh, he tried it, but he didn't get it. Did get the early arrow, though, and will... Okay. You got half magic, but it's not infinite. Okay, that's 2 arrows, 3 arrows, and 4 arrows for ACM. That might be a PB for him as well, because that's... Yes, that is a PB for ACM as well, I believe. 151.55 is going to be a 55.27, which would be... a 33 plus 19 is 52. That's a 52-second PB for ACMLM, I believe. So you have a new 2x world record from Parisian, a 52-second PB from ACMLM. Both runners did a fantastic job playing a fantastic game, way faster than a human being should be allowed to play it. So let's give it up to both of them. And let us fire up... I'm going to open the schedule, but I'm guessing that Seawolf or Feasel is probably able to drop the knowledge bomb with what's next on the schedule.
If it's knowledge you want, it's knowledge I got. Next up, we have All-Stars, Super Mario Bros. 3. Run by Sky Bills and commentated by Ogwood.
Super Mario Brothers 3, the All-Stars, any percent warpless. That is something that you will want to stick around for. See Sky Bill's warming up on the right side. So, all right. Well, again, congrats to Parisian player for the PB, ACM for the PB. Guys, thanks for having me. Glad I could talk fast about people playing games fast. And thanks for putting on SNES Superstars again, Feasel. It's been fantastic, and the rest of the week looks fantastic as well. And I have been and will continue to be Scrivo. Catch you guys later.